I don't know how to do the thing. It wasn't connecting to YouTube. I don't know how to do the thing that I'm trying to do. The thing here that I'm doing, I don't know how to do it. Something of an idiot, some people might say. Um, so I got a new light. So let me know if you like the lighting. I can turn it down, maybe. Nope, that's bright. That's down. I don't know. I'm going to be playing with that. Trump's giving free money. Trump bucks. The return of Trump bucks. We're looking at a potential $2,000 tariff refund check. I guess what you call it. I don't know what the actual terminology is for it. What do they? A rebate check. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it a rebate. So $2,000 rebate check from Papa Trump. That's pretty rad. I would like a free $2,000. I mean, just like you're gonna give me $2,000. I mean, sure. Why the hell not? I like free money, especially when it comes from Here's my outlook on it. If the government's giving me money, good. It's probably my money anyways. So I'm here for it. I hope it happens. They're saying it won't be till like mid 2026, but I'm here for it. I am here for it. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't have high hopes. I'm going to be honest. I don't have high hopes whenever the government says they're going to do anything. I don't really buy it. I don't really believe it. They're usually wrong or they're lying to you. Either way, I have a feeling Trump's got a plan here, and the plan would be, and this is just me thinking out loud here. The plan would be we're going to give a bunch of people money, then the midterms are going to happen, and they're going to vote Republican. That's the way I would play it. That's what I would do. So probably that's what's going to happen. Let's get into it though. From the Hill, what we know about Trump's $2,000 tariff check proposal. Well, that sounds pretty cool. What's being said about it? CNN. Treasury Secretary says, we will see about $2,000 rebate checks to Americans as Supreme Court weighs Trump's tariffs. Of course, leave it to the government to fuck up a good thing. Free money? We'll see. We'll fuck that up somehow. We'll find a way to ruin it. So, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, just out of curiosity, is Scott Bessent a Democrat? Caps lock's on. I'll be damned. He's a Republican. Why are you making things harder, Scott? Just do it. Just do it. I don't know why Republicans have to fight with each other so much, but it's super fun. He told Fox News, we'll see. We need legislation for that. Sunday. What? Oh, the show was called Sunday Morning Futures. I thought that was part of his quote. He told that to Sunday Morning Futures. I really think that rebate checks would probably be. I'm not pro giving out money. However, I do like money. So if you're gonna give out money, I would like some money. I enjoy free money. It's my favorite kind of money. If you're just going to give me money just to do things, just for existing, then yeah, I want that. So Newsweek has the most recent article from yesterday, 17th, at 7 a.m. Newsweek says, Donald Trump $2,000 check update, timeline given for direct payments. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent gave an update on President Trump's proposal to give $2,000 checks to Americans from tariff revenue. Bessent told Fox News on Sunday that legislation would be required to hand out the tariff dividends, but noted that working families are likely to see a pay bump in the first quarter of next year due to planned tax cuts on tips, overtime, and Social Security. We're going to see a big bump in the first quarter with the refunds and the real income. President Trump has also talked about sending $2,000 refunds, and that would be for working families who will have an income limit. Those could go out. With the the $2,000 checks have been reportedly floated by Trump, but uncertainty remains about the possible timeline and the final form. The payments would require congressional approval. That's not a word. Congressional approval, and Besant has linked them to already promised tax cuts. So one of two things is going to happen here. Either we're going to see checks and it's going to be rad, or they're going to be like, no, you misunderstand. You already got your check when we reduced your taxes. To which I will say, no, taxation is theft. You didn't reduce taxes. You just fucked me a little bit easier. I am, unfortunately, team whistle and diesel on this one. Taxation is theft and we shouldn't pay taxes. Unfortunately, they come to your house with guns if you don't. So, fuck you, whistle and diesel. I really just I hate that dude. I'm so happy he got in trouble. I just can't, fucking, I can't stand his face. I just hate his face. But I'm thinking this is going to be a good thing overall if we can get the money, because there's a lot of people like me, for example, that could use $2,000 right now. It would be nice to build my savings account back up. It would be nice to have a couple $100 to put towards some of those things that I've been putting off. Some car parts that I've needed for a little while that aren't serious, and that's the problem though, is you get these $2,000 checks and, Trump thinks, I'm going to give you $2,000. You're going to invest it. You're going to make a ton of money. No, you're going to give me $2,000. I'm going to catch up on bills. I'm behind on almost every bill I have, and I'm just getting behind her because the bills keep going up, but the amount of money I make stays the same. I'm not making money off of this. I'm not making money from YouTube or Rumble. I'm just doing this because I like it. I mean, my money comes from a full-time job. People in my boat, people in my situation, we need that extra money. If you're going to give out free money, if you're going to promise free money and then say, oh, well, we already gave it to you when we gave you tax cuts. Didn't you like those tax cuts? No, not really, because we're still struggling. Even if you cut the taxes by 2%, we're still going to struggle. You hand out this money and you think that it's going to change our lives, and most of us, it's not. Most of us, it's going to help us for 6 months, and then we're going right back to being screwed. I do, however, fear that just handing out money is a way to fall into universal basic income. I thought this when we did the stimulus. I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't do that, because what about the people that are pro-UBI? Right? The people that are pro-UBI might say, hey, this didn't go far enough. We need more. Does it need to be brighter or dimmer? That's all the bright. That's as bright as it gets. That's too bright. Let's dim that down a little bit. Is that better? I don't know. I can't tell. Anyway, the people that are pro-UBI would be like, this is a step in the right direction, but we need to do more of this. We need to make this better, bigger. We need more handing out of money. I don't ever think that's the answer. I don't think just giving people money fixes things. I really think that giving people money in general is a bad idea, because look at it like a car. If someone gives you a car, you don't really care too much. Cool, I've got a car. We'll just say it's a Pontiac Sunfire. It's an 02 Pontiac Sunfire. And Grandpa gives you an 02 Pontiac Sunfire. Cool. Grandpa gave me a Pontiac Sunfire. I got a way to get around. Do you care a whole lot? No, not really. It's a car. Now, say you saved up for a year and you pinched your pennies and you bought yourself an 02 Pontiac Sunfire. All of a sudden, that thing has a lot more value because you saved your money, your hard-earned cash, your time, your effort, and you bought that car. Giving people things, generally, in my opinion, does not help. I am very anti giving people things. I don't like the idea of handouts. And I'm not the pull yourself up by your bootstraps conservative. I just think that handouts in general are not a great thing. I think we do a lot better than just giving people freebies. Now I understand sometimes, like, yeah, you need a little bit of help. Things like unemployment, I am okay with things like that. I don't think that it's a terrible idea. I don't think that having backup plans and safety nets is a terrible plan or a terrible idea. I think that there's a need and a time and a place for those. Even I'm not a big fan of Social Security, honestly, because like you're taking Social Security out of my paycheck, and Social Security is it's gonna die on its own. Like it's on its way out. Social Security is not a happening thing. Social Security is a dying trend, and so I'm paying into that, and I'm never going to see that. So that's not rad. But in the end, I don't think giving people money is the answer. Also, I think I think a lot of people are going to stop talking about Epstein and start talking about Trump bucks. And I will say, last time I got Trump bucks, I bought a fucking gun and some mud tires. I mean, I did the Americanist thing you can do when the government gives you money and says spend this wisely. I did. I spent it on a gun and mud tires because I don't trust you fuckers. What are you up to? Um, I think this time would be fairly similar. I would end up spending it on car repairs. I would end up spending it on car parts that I don't have the money for right now. I mean, at the end of the day, like, yeah, it's probably a lot of people are in my situation where I'm going to have to spend that money instead of investing it, instead of putting $2,000 into my, uh, instead of putting $2,000 in my savings account, instead of putting it away for a rainy day. I'm going to, as soon as I get that money, it's going to be spent on some sort of repair, some sort of issue, and it doesn't help in the long run because now all of the sudden you go on marketplace to look for a new car. Every new car is going to be a minimum of 2 grand because they know everyone's got 2 grand. It's not really a great idea. I'm going to be honest. However, I like free money, so if you're going to do it, I'm not going to tell you not to. I don't think it's a great idea. I don't think handing out money is a good idea in general, but it's going to happen sooner or later. Also, there's a lot of dumb people that will vote for Trump because they got money. A lot of people say, "Oh, I hate him. He's awful. He's a terrible person." And then as soon as they put a buck in your hand, they're willing to vote. They're like, a lot of people don't care. Like, a lot of people don't care. I know a lot of people that if you gave them enough money, they would turn their back on all their morals. Like, people don't have. A lot of people want to sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I am the moral god. I have the moral high ground." And then you wave $20 in their face, and all of a sudden, well, I mean, opinions could change a little bit. I, on the other hand, I don't care how much money you offer me. Here's what I think, and if you don't like it, I don't care. That's the big difference. Is people are willing to change their minds for a dollar. They care what you think about them. People that aren't willing to change their minds for a dollar don't care what you think. I don't care. I couldn't give a shit. If someone said, "I'll give you $1,000,000 right now to say this," I would say, well, I probably would, honestly. I would just be like, whatever. It's $1,000,000. That's a lot of fucking money. Like, but if someone offered me 2 grand to say I'm a monkey boy and fucking dance, I would be like, "That's what you want me to do for 2 grand?" Like, yeah, I'm gonna take your money. You're an idiot. If you offered me 2 grand to say, I think guns should be banned, yeah, I'm gonna tell you to eat shit. I'm not gonna give up on my morals for money. If you say you can have this stimulus, but you can't use it for XYZ, no, fuck you. Then I don't want it. If I can't use the money how I want to use the money, then I'm not going to use the money. Which, I mean, with the stimulus, because it was deposited right into your account, I mean, they couldn't tell you how it had to be spent. I mean, if they'd have put it on a card, like an actual like debit card deal, then they could have been like, it can only be spent here or there. Yeah, that's a thing. But because when I was unemployed, I got a debit card from unemployment, and they loaded my money onto that debit card, and that's how I had to pay everything. They could track, trace, and database that money. Now, I had the option to have it direct deposited in my bank account, but I didn't have my bank information, and I was doing it right then and there, and the bank was closed, and I was like, all right, whatever, I'll just do the debit card thing. Made taxes a huge pain in the ass. Like, there's a way they can do that. I don't think that's what they're going to do. Because, like, just for argument's sake, say you owe a body shop. Like, say you owe a body shop like $2,000. And they're like, well, you can't use it for anything vehicle related. Like, it has to be used for food, shelter, like, food or housing. You just say it's food or housing only. You get this $2,000, you can only spend on food and housing. Why though? Like, let me clear up my debts. Like, what if I'm good there, but I need to clear up my debts here? It doesn't make sense if they do it that way. So it makes sense to give out the free money, but the free money doesn't make sense because people are just going to blow it. People are going to blow it. The casinos are going to make money because you're going to get a bunch of people. The day them checks go out, you're going to get probably a metric shit ton of people that are just going to be like, yeah, I'll go spend $500 at the casino. They're going to lose it all because most people aren't good at casinoing. I'm not. I went to the casino. How much money did I take? I think I took $40. Might have been $20. I don't remember. I digress. Whatever I took, I lost all of it. I lost every dollar I took. At one point, I was up like $25 too, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna send it, and I lost it all. I think I took $20. I think I was up I think at one point I had like 50. I was like, I should probably cash out, and then I was like, nah, I can turn 50 into 100 for sure. And then I turned 50 into 0. And then I pulled another $10 out and turned $10 into 0. So, I mean, good job, casino. I guess you win that round. That's what most people are going to do with this money. Most people are going to get their $2,000 and they're going to blow it immediately. It's what we do. We're not intelligent creatures. We're very smart creatures, but we're not intelligent because we keep doing dumb shit time and time again. Especially people like gambling addicts. Like, gambling addiction is rough. Like, that's like alcohol addiction you can see. Drug addiction you can see. Gambling addiction, man, sometimes you don't see that. Sometimes it takes a long time to see a gambling addiction. I mean, yeah, they start selling shit the same as a crackhead, but they don't look physically bad like a crackhead or like an alcoholic. Don't gamble. Gambling's bad for you. And I'm someone who has an addictive personality, and I admit that I have an addictive personality, and I know that I can get addicted to typing the letter Q, dude. I just get addicted to shit. Like, I just want to do that thing. I don't go to the casino because I'll just keep playing the game. Because eventually I'll win, right? No, you never win. I digress. I don't think giving people free money is the answer here. I think it would help a lot of people, but I don't think it's good for a lot of people, and I don't think it's good to keep doing it. There's the saying that wealth only lasts 2 generations. The grandfather builds a company, passes it to the father passes it to the son, and the son loses everything because he doesn't know how to manage the money. Grandpa was rich by the time the son was born. Dad took over and was rich while the son grew up. So the son never did poor stuff. The son was never poor. He never learned how to run the business because dad ran the business. And then one day he's just in control of this business, doesn't know how to run it, and just runs it into the ground. It's something that happens time and time again. Like, we see it all the time. It happens all the time. It probably happened today. If it didn't happen today, it'll happen tomorrow. It'll probably happen next week. Giving people money, especially people like me who are bad with money and people who are impulsive, it's not a good idea. All you're going to do is feed my impulses. Now, that being said, I will take your free money and I will impulsively spend it. Because here's another thing that happens when you're poor and you get a good paycheck, right? So say your normal paycheck's like $600 a week. you work a bunch of overtime, and you get $1,000 paycheck, you blow the 400 because you're like, I can finally buy all those little things that I've been putting off. I can buy the new silverware. I can buy the new plates. I can buy all that little stuff that I've been putting off. I can buy it now. And you blow that 400 bucks and then you live on 600. Something that I've done. I get a good paycheck and I'm like, car parts, until I have what I normally make. And then I'm like, and now I'm broke. Like now I'm where I'm normally at. It's almost like you just get to a point where you're like, I need to buy these things. There's the opportunity to buy them. That's what most people are going to do with this $2,000. I don't think it's the best idea. I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. I just think that teaching people how to manage money would probably be a good idea. But that's a conversation for another day. That's all I have for you fine, beautiful people. I will leave it there. I hope you enjoyed. That one guy who clicked off the video didn't enjoy. So fuck you, Tony. I don't know if his name's Tony, but if his name's Tony, fuck you, Tony. Next time, watch the whole video. You douche. Hurt my feelers. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. I'm gonna cut myself. Actually, I'm gonna do it. I'm not. That's dumb. That's really dumb. Like, why would you do that? I never understood that. But I'm gonna cry myself to sleep because of you. You fucking douche. Unless you're a lady, in which case I'm gonna cry myself to sleep because of you. You fucking bitch. Something is not right with me. I fell off the bed pretty hard when I was a child, and it really explains a lot. Again, I don't know how to close the video, so